What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 107 of the Rise to Glory Hill of Gibraltar Apex. And today I have for you guys a Manchester City double header. If you missed last episode, go watch it for sure. Two big games, of course, to open up our Champions League campaign. Today we continue on with the Champions League, taking on the holders Manchester City away and then at home. And well, following the last game of last episode, we have a little bit of making up to do, I feel like. We lost, of course, 7-3. To Bayern Munich. You can see since then we bounced back, winning 10-0 and 12-0 in the league, although we know, you know it, it's a bit arbitrary what happens in the league at the moment. I'm hoping the league will eventually get more competitive. And actually, speaking of the league and competitiveness, there's something I didn't talk about last episode, which I really should have done, because it's quite big. And that is the fact that Gibraltar Lions, for the first time ever, reached the Europa League group stage, which makes them the first ever Gibraltarian club not controlled by me, to make it to the group stage of a European competition. Now, they have made it to this stage 10 years after me. But looking at it here, they actually drew a game against Standard Liège in the group stage, which is absolutely fantastic. They're going to be the whipping boys of the group alongside Porto and Stuttgart. But the fact that they are there makes me very, very proud. And I'm pleased that they're doing it. They have some good players. They've definitely improved over the last few years. You kind of look through the Gibraltar Lions squad. They have some good players. They've got some good Spanish regens, you know, who add some real quality to their team. And, well, they're worth kind of praising and looking at. I don't know why we're flicking through the reserve team. I wanted to flick through the first team of Gibraltar Lions, where you can see they are starting to build a decent team, and that is really, really exciting and really, really cool to see. It's also worth noting, actually, that they are joint favourites with us to win the league this year. That's right, we are not clear-cut favourites to win the league. They are right up there, and well, they have a good squad. I'm looking through their team, and I'm surprised at how good their team is, but it's a testament to how far they've come. And I'm hoping we're going to see some more progress from them, and, well, as unlikely as it'd be cool to see them get out the Europa League. One of a little bit of news just to speak about really quickly, although it's not of real significance yet, is the fact that I do now have, finally, an affiliate. Something I've been asking for a number of years is a kind of affiliate who we can loan players out to, preferably in the second division of Gibraltar. It's been something that I've wanted, and we've finally got. Leo FC in the Segunda division going to be our kind of club we can send players on loan to. Of course, it's currently October, so we can't send players on loan to them just yet, but that's something I'm going to be looking to do in January. My primary concern really is the fact that I loan them a load of my young players and then they get promoted and then the relationship gets terminated, which could happen. Kind of hoping it doesn't, though, because it's a very useful situation and a very useful thing to have, I guess, an affiliate like Leo FC. There's one other little bit of news, and I'm kind of using this start of this episode just to pad out a few things that I'd completely forgotten about. And the thing I want to talk about is something a little bit strange. If we look at the fixtures for Gibraltar, you'll see they're in the World Cup qualifiers. They are the whipping boys of the group. That said, they did get a draw against the Czech Republic, but where did they play the game? Oh, they played at our stadium. That's right. Now, I don't know if this is an issue with FM. I guess it kind of is. But the Victoria Stadium, to my knowledge, isn't like of high enough quality in real life to host national games for Gibraltar. They play their games in Faro. Now, in real life, they've got a new stadium called the Europa Point Stadium being built. I believe it's going to be finished this year in real life, and it's going to hold 9,000 or 8,000 fans, which is a pretty incredible amount when you consider the country has a population of 30,000 people. But because of that, it seems like they're using the Space Park for all the international games at the moment. If we look at the stadium and look at matches, you can see as well as our own games being there, Gibraltar have been playing at the stadium. And yeah, so is the under-21s and a few other kind of different fixtures, which is a little bit interesting. Kind of cool to see it nevertheless. And yeah, I don't know, I just thought that was a cool little thing, the fact that the Space Park is kind of being used as a national stadium as well. Either way, it could be cool to see, I guess, when hopefully the league gets rich and all the other teams start building their own stadiums, the kind of national team moving around all the different stadiums that make up Gibraltar's kind of football league. Anyway, let's get into this game against Manchester City. A little bit of a catch-up and a recap there. Going into today's game, we have a pretty strong squad at our disposal. We're going to mix things up a little bit, I think. I'm going to go with what I consider to be our strongest team right now. Which is going to involve a little bit of mixing up. I think we're going to start Michel or Mitchell ahead of Mulu just because of lack of match fitness. Tuzon been in good goal scoring form. You can see he's got 26 goals already, which is absolutely ridiculous. Hoping he can get us some more today. That would be kind of nice, I guess. So yeah, we'll see how he gets on. But all in all, squad's pretty much at full strength. The only injury I think that's worth mentioning is the fact that Villalba is out for 2 weeks basically with a pulled hamstring. That does mean that Jason Hall comes in at left back. Daniel Martinez also out, and Taco is suspended. Of course, Van Dijk been out with that fractured skull for quite some time now. So anyway, this is the team that we have. All in all, pretty happy with it. I'm going to make sure we have a right mid in Pereira on the bench. But I look at this team, and whilst it's going to be a tricky task, isn't it, against the City, at the City of Manchester Stadium, against Manchester City, I'm hoping that we can at least do ourselves proud here. It's never going to be easy. They are the holders of this competition. Of course, in real life, the Champions League, I don't think it's been retained since AC Milan did it in the late 80s. I think that was when it was last done. I don't think it's ever been retained, the Champions League, whilst it's been known as the Champions League. So we're going to try and poop on Manchester City's party. I've got to be honest, I'm not entirely sure if it's been done in this save. I'm kind of 90% sure it hasn't been done, and I want to prevent it happening again if we can. But it's not going to be easy. I'm hoping for a better performance than the one we gave against Bayern Munich. That is for certain. If we concede now, I mean, that's not going to be the better start I was looking for, as Jason Hall gives away a penalty after 30 seconds. Oh dear. It's going to be Milton with a chance, well, to make it 1-0 immediately. Jason Hall picking up a booking as well. And I didn't think things could go worse than the Bayern Munich game last episode. Maybe, just maybe, I'm going to be proven wrong here, as this time they do score the penalty. Bayern Munich, of course, last episode missed a penalty, scored the rebound. And while this was always going to be a tough game for us, it was a game that we came into knowing that we were going to have our backs against the wall. I mean, we're through the wall now. We've been pushed through the wall. They've scored. It's taken a minute. It's absolutely appalling, if I'm honest. I know we're away from home. I know it's a big stage. It's a little bit unfortunate, I guess, for Jason Hall that he's come into the squad because he is a little bit of a liability at times, the young American. Of course, Villalba out with an injury and was also suspended, so would have missed this game regardless. But without him at left back, Jason Hall's come in and, well, to give away a penalty immediately, not exactly the impact I was hoping he was going to have on the game, I think it's fair to say. At least with a little bit of time now on the clock, we have kind of shut up shop a little bit. We've not conceded in 20 minutes. I mean, I might be about to completely jinx that here. City, they've had a few shots on goal, not a ton, but they are dominating possession, and well, they probably should have had a shot there. Verratti blasts it over. It should have been a goal. Close range finish, just not there for him. I was about to pause and change to a more defensive tactic. I'm in a weird dilemma, I feel, because against Manchester City, they're the best team in Europe. What do you do? Like, do you play more defensive and just kind of become a punch bag, which is what I'm going to try? Or do you go more attacking? We kind of had this dilemma against Bayern Munich. As good as Bayern Munich are, I don't see them as the same calibre of opposition as this Manchester City squad. It's full of some very, very good players. Terrifyingly good. And of course, as much as I'm hoping we can ride through this game and kind of hopefully get out the other end unscathed, which is looking increasingly unlikely as it's now 3-0, we've got to play them at home after this. So things aren't going to get any easier, and if I'm honest, not exactly looking forward to it, I think it's fair to say. This time Milton drifting inside and setting up Paulo Helber for his second goal of the game, and Milton scored the penalty as well, so a goal and an assist for him. Jason Hall, I mean, it might be time to take you off at left back. I don't have a left back on the bench, unfortunately. I mean, I could put Howell there. Oh, it's actually tempting. I think I'm going to do it. Howell, you're going to play left back, son. I know you can't play that position, but Jason Hall is on like a 5.5 against Manchester City, and he's been awful, and he just needs to come off. So you're the next best thing. Good luck. If we get to half-time at 2-0, I guess that'd be a little victory. The game isn't going to want me to have that, is it? Greenwood probably should have scored to make it 3-0. We've got off lucky there. First half, we're 3-0 down. I said at the end of the last episode it couldn't get any worse than when we lost 7-3. I feel like we were fortunate to score 3, really, against Bayern Munich. I'm hoping we can, show signs of life in the second half. I don't expect us to overturn the 3-goal deficit, but just give me a reason to be slightly optimistic, I guess, going into the second game of this episode. I'm going to switch to a more attacking system. I'm looking at the likes of Paul Smith, thinking to myself, I really hope you don't get sent off in this game, because you're a key player for us, and well, to not have you in the next game would be a real shame, because we're going to need the likes of Smith to really help the team. And if we want to have any chance of beating City in the reverse fixture, it's going to be absolutely instrumental that players like him are around and fit and not sent off, as Tuzon gets a straight red card. Well, that's the record goal scorer not on the pitch anymore. It's not going great, is it, this year in the Champions League? I've got to be honest, I feel like over the last few years in the Champions League, we've rode our luck. I feel like it's all been kind of building up for this year. This is the year where we just get destroyed by everyone, apparently. It's 3-0. We're still playing 4-4-2 attacking, despite the fact we are down a man. We have, 2 subs left to make? I'm going to take off... I haven't really got an option for Pulsive. We'll bring on Mora. And then I'm going to take off Marquez as well, because I don't want him to get sent off. And I'm going to bring in Rodrigo Romero. We now have 3 players in the team playing out of position. It's not an ideal situation, but ultimately I just don't want players to get sent off anymore. And, well, it looks like playing players out of position seems to be the secret to success, because it's now still 3-0. And in fact, it's going to end here after the first game, just 3-0, which we stepped up in the second half and learned how to defend. Granted, going forward, we did absolutely nothing. I'm not happy with that. We need to try and, be competitive. Looking at it here, Zagreb got beaten 1-0 by Bayern Munich. It does leave us in a situation now where if we can hopefully see Bayern Munich beat Zagreb, even if we were to lose to Bayern, we should still get third in the group, which would be okay, I guess, but it's just a little bit disappointing so far, isn't it? Anyway, we still have got one more game to get through this episode. It's against Manchester City. I'm hoping we can bounce back with a win, as unlikely as that's seeming right now. Hopefully you guys will stick around, and I will join you in just a second. Okay, guys, so we are back for the second game here, and really, we want to get some revenge if we can. We're really not in a great situation in the group stage. In fact, this is perhaps the worst. We've kind of lied, I guess, in the group stage at this point, probably ever. And by ever, I of course mean since we've been in the group stage. I mean, obviously there's been years where we've lost every single game, but right now, we sit on 3 points. The group's kind of happened and kind of gone how you'd expect after 3 games. We find ourselves in third. We have the advantage, I guess, over Zagreb in the fact that we beat them very convincingly, so our head-to-head record with them is strong and should leave us in a good position to at least get to the Europa League. In reality, though, knowing that we would need to beat Bayern Munich and then a few other results to go our way if we were to lose today, really, we need to get something from this Manchester City game to have any hope of kind of, I guess, advancing any further. Anyway, let's get into the team selection for today's game. Looking at it here, you'll see we've got a lot of players out suspended and stuff. Marquez and Tuzon out suspended, of course. Tuzon getting that red card. As a result, we are going to make some changes and I am going to mix things up. In terms of the team, I'm just thinking about how I want to approach things. In the league, I have been rotating the team quite heavily, but I want to limit the rotation that I do on the side in this competition because I kind of feel like it's fairly important that we at least have some stability here. So Marquez also is out suspended, which leaves us with a little bit of a tricky situation when it comes to sorting out the right back and left back and all that jazz. I think this is the team we're going to go with, if I'm honest. The back four's fairly standard, with Marquez not in the kind of picture for today's game. Jason Hall is going to come in, the American right back. The midfield is fairly standard: Smith, JJ, Bouchard, Mendes. Up front, we're going to go with a double loanee kind of pairing. We're going to go with Mulu here, a player who I've really not given that much of a chance since he came in on loan. I don't want to rely on the loan players too much, and in the group, and in our league stage, I should say. I want to play players that we actually own, some of the younger strikers, give them time to develop by playing them in the Gibraltarian League. But Mulu is a very good player, and he's going to get a chance here to show us what he's made of in the Champions League. So anyway, let's submit our team for today's game. I think we're going to stick with the 4-4-2 attacking. In the last game, we got kind of embarrassed, I guess you could say, by Manchester City. But I feel like at home, we've got to try and use that to our advantage. I want us to try and avenge what happened in that last game, put that to the back of our minds, try and, if we can, get this kind of shock result against the holders of the Champions League. We know it's not going to be easy, but let's see what we can do here against them. Bring the ball forward straight from kickoff. I mean, we've kicked it straight out for a throw-in. For a second, I believe, the immediate goal was going to happen. Unfortunately, just not to be. But, well, we've already started the game better than the last game where we gave away that penalty within the first minute. So that is something. Looking at it, with 8 minutes gone, neither team having had a shot on goal. I guess that's okay for us. Young going to have a goal kick to take here. Can Smith win it? He can. but it gets cleared away, and now Ferrati bringing the ball forward. Mendes, though, nice tackle, although it falls straight to Greenwood, really unfortunately. What a save, though, by Ludwig Young in goal. What a save. Can we stop the ball coming in? Samakin crosses it in, it's cleared away. Get that away, JJ. Absolutely no nonsense by the centre midfielder there, really getting it clear. And, well, at least at the moment, it remains 0-0 here, but Manchester City perhaps having slightly better play, and they will have a set piece here. Smith heads it clear. Can we deal with the second ball? It comes in, headed away again, but Samakin at the edge of the box cuts inside. A deflected shot is kept in and pulled back across by Ferrati for a goal for Semakin. Well, we've lasted longer than we did last time, but in truth, and in all honesty, it's been a disappointing start to this game. 30 minutes gone, yet to have a shot on target. City really looking like they're outclassing us. An element of fortune there, a shot actually deflecting off one of the Manchester City players. The shot itself was going out quite clearly for a goal kick, but, well, they got a little bit of luck as it ping-balled around in the box and it fell to Samakin, who had the initial effort, and he did get a goal there to make it 1-0. If we could hold on to 1-0, I guess at half-time, that would be something, I guess, to be proud of. We need to maybe mix things up, though, going into the second half. We have a set piece to deal with here. Bouchard, nice interception. Now can we look to counter? We can't. Frigier puts in a tackle. Mulu wins the header, but, well, not going to make anything more of that. Of course, Mulu coming in for his debut today. No pressure, but we're expecting to see something from him. And, well, Ludwig Young has gone big again. A fantastic save by the Swede between the sticks, and perhaps not the only save and not the last save he'll be expected to make here, as Mendes is going to make a stupid foul and pick up a needless yellow card. Ball not in a particularly dangerous area there, and looking at it here, we have got a few perhaps unnecessary bookings. Of course, Tuzon out due to the red card he got in the last game. It was actually given an additional 2-game suspension for the tackle, which I do believe is going to mean he will be missing for the remainder of the group stage here. Of course, our top goal scorer in the Champions League, so a big miss for us. Perhaps missing him here today. That said, it is only 1-0. We're doing okay. I think we're going to mix things up a little bit, and I think we're going to switch to the 4-2-3-1 attack sooner or later. How do I want to approach this? That's the question. I might move Mendes and Smith higher up the pitch. I might also make a sub. Mulu's had a really poor game. He's on 83% condition, a 6.5 rating for him. Yeah, let's get him off the pitch. It's also worth noting that, well, you can see here, where we're looking, that Bouchard has had a really poor game too. Anyway, let's quickly sort out this team. This is what we're going to go with. Going to bring Austin into the side, see what he can do. We have got some options. Not really got too many wide options on the bench today. A few injuries, unfortunately, causing problems there. But we'll see what we can do. I wouldn't be upset too much with a 1-0 defeat, really. But as I identified before this game, because of the way the results have gone and because Bayern Munich beat us so heavily, in reality, unless we're going to get a massive favour done for us by Zagreb against Bayern Munich, we need to try and get something from this game. Because even if we were to beat Bayern Munich 2-0 and all the rest of the results kind of go as you'd expect, they lose to City, they'd go ahead of us, of course, on the head-to-head record for goal difference. But, I mean, in this game, we've not had a lot of chances. We have defended well, though, and perhaps we're going to be tested again defensively. Although Mendes picks it up. Now can we counter? Austin, the young Australian, tries to switch the play. Cleared away. Bouchard doesn't make the tackle there, and now we are on the back foot again. Sharp, bringing the ball forward, drifts out wide on the left. Ball into Milton. It's going to be another goal for City. And let me just show you Will Milton. He is their big player. I mean, look at this guy. 28 years old. He is absolutely mental. And, well, he just got a quite good goal against us as well, didn't he, right there? Makes it 2-0. That's annoying, but I knew that was a risk going for the more attacking system. We had to take a little bit of a gamble, push our wingers higher up. Unfortunately, that's left our right back there just a little bit stranded. As a result, City going to get another goal. I feel like at this point we might as well go all in, I guess, with the kind of more attacking system. Let's make some changes here. Let's bring in some fresh legs. We'll bring in Mora. We'll bring in Takez as well. We'll take off both JJ and Bouchard. Both players having fairly disappointing games, really. This game's probably gone from us now with 15 minutes left. I mean, stranger things have happened, but it's going to take a massive turnaround and, well, a ridiculous improvement in performance if we do want to get anything from this game. And actually, forgot to mention, I did keep Bouchard on there. I actually took off the second striker, Mitchell, just to get some fresh legs on Bouchard moving up into that advanced playmaker role because, well, unfortunately for us, Mitchell can't play there. And with Nick Austin coming on off the bench, didn't want to sub him off immediately. Either way, Bouchard picking up a bruised thigh there just to further compound our misery. It's going to finish 2-0 here. A little bit of a disappointing episode, I guess you could say. That result a little bit more kind of, I guess, what's the word? A little bit more... What's the word I'm looking for? It was a prouder performance. You know, we actually gave a good account for ourselves there. Looking at it, Bayern Munich did beat Zagreb. It leaves us in a situation now where really our last game against Zagreb is the be-all or end-all unless we're going to get an absolute miracle result against Bayern Munich, which I simply can't see happening. Anyway, next time we will be back for that Champions League Group H game. Hopefully you guys will stick around for that. As always, if you have enjoyed this video, please do smash the like button. And yeah, thank you for watching as always. It is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.